out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I...
Sandy into his windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed a perfect game.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter. Mikey Kershaw pitches a no-hitter. It is gone. It is a walk-off home run for Justin Turner. It's over. 9-0. A walk-off home run. This is way back. Walk 'em off. Chris Taylor.
Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back.
The Dodgers suffer their worst loss since 2014. Justin Wrobleski ties the Dodgers record for most earned runs given up in a start. We've got the Dodgers roster moves, injury updates. The September call-ups have been revealed. We're breaking it all down next on Dodgers Nation Postgame.
Another payoff. Benny got him with a slider. Clayton Kershaw. It's Teoscar Hernandez. Mookie mashed. It's a grand slam. 83 and game ender.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Thanks for rocking with us after the Dodgers get smoked by the Snakes. They lose Game 3 of this 4-game wraparound series by a final score of 14-3. The Dodgers dropped to 82-55 on the season, still 5.5 games up of the Arizona Diamondbacks in the National League West. It was an ugly game for your boys in blue. Justin Wrobleski not throwing enough strikes, not making enough pitches. The strikes he threw got pounded. Justin Wrobleski goes 5 1/3 innings. Allowed 10 runs on 10 hits, had just 2 strikeouts through 99 pitches, 58 for strikes. His ERA on the season now 6.82. 6.82 for Justin Wrobleski on the season. Heading into this start, Justin Wrobleski had a 4.68 ERA this season in 5 starts. After today, that 4.68 ERA is now close to 7. And the Dodgers offense had some opportunities, didn't capitalize. Dave Roberts, he waved the white flag after that 8-run second inning by Justin Wrobleski. I will say that Wrobleski did find a way to eat innings, which was good. We'll break it all down. We'll talk some roster moves. But I just want to say this first and foremost. If you watch the end of that game where Kike Hernandez gave 4 hits, 4 hits for Kike. It's 4-time pitching this season for Kike Hernandez. Did not pitch well. But if you watch the end of that game, if you're watching this show, give yourself a round of applause. Take a bow. You guys are true blue Dodgers fans, okay? And yes, first and foremost, I blame this loss on Roku. Roku bringing the bad vibes, had my mom calling me, had to find a way to get her to get the Roku app. I had to make an email for her and do it through FaceTime. You know how frustrating that is. And they lose the game. It was the worst loss for the Dodgers since they lost 18-7 back in 2014 to the same Diamondbacks team. Kirsch was on the mound that day. Puig hit a homer. Carl Crawford hit a homer. But the worst loss since 2014. But we're going to break it all down, guys. Lots to talk about here. Hey, it could be worse. Could be not be talking about Dodger baseball. I'd rather talk about Dodger baseball in a loss than not talk about Dodger baseball at all. But yeah, 10 runs served up by Justin Wrobleski. And the Dodgers, they lose Game 3. And I got some big takeaways, though. I got some positive spins from this loss. Some Michelada half-full takes we'll get into, right? Doesn't matter if you lose 20-0. A loss is a loss. If you lose 1-0 or 20-0, or you lose like today, you lose 14-3, a L in the L column is just that. It counts as 1 loss. Doesn't count as 5 losses. Doesn't count as 10 losses. A loss is a loss. And the Dodgers still have a really good opportunity to take 3 of 4 against the Diamondbacks and win the series tomorrow with Jack Flaherty, the jack of all trades, on the mound for your boys in blue. But by the way, if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the #1 Dodgers YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button. Also, subscribe to the #1 Dodgers post-game show on YouTube as well. Tons of giveaways coming up, and we're going to be giving away live during shows. Only way you can win the live giveaways during shows is if you claim them during the show. So those will be coming soon as well. Be on the lookout for those. We got Nathan says, D-Mac. Nathan over on YouTube. Sneaky Panda says Dodgers are doomed. How are they doomed? How are the Dodgers doomed? Explain to me how the Dodgers are doomed after just a bad loss on the Sunday where we had Justin Wrobleski come up. Fortunately, he wasn't able to pitch better. Didn't give them a chance to win. But let me remind you, they're still 82-55, a game and a half up of the Philadelphia Phillies. A game and a half up on the Phillies for the best record in baseball. They have the best record in the National League still. And that was the hottest team since the All-Star break, the Arizona Diamondbacks. And, yeah, I mean, I picked the Dodgers to take 3 or 4 of this series. Can't win them all. And it was just an ugly loss. You got to flush this one and get back to work tomorrow and win this series. Win the series. How about you pound Eduardo Rodriguez tomorrow with Jack Flaherty, Erod? I want to see Erod slamming his glove on the mound just like he did in Game 4 of the 2018 World Series when Puig went deep on him. Hit the bomb, lifted his arms. Yes, we know what happened at the end of that game, but still. The Goodfellas says throwaway game. You don't throw a game away, but based on how the early parts of that game turned out, I think you did what was best. And, yeah, give Wrobleski a lot of credit, man. He ate that one, man. He ate that one for the Dodgers bullpen because they've been so heavily taxed. Joshua Holtz wished Knack was here. The thing is, Knack had pitched last Wednesday, and he had gone 4 innings. Knack was an option for today. BC says AAA pitcher. By the way, where are you representing Dodgers Nation from today? You know, a big college football weekend. USC taking on LSU in less than a half an hour. Who's your college football team if you rock with college football? DFA Wrobleski and bring up Landon Knackers. That's from Juice Narrows. What's up, Juice Narrows, over on YouTube? Carl Garito. Not a pretty game. We can still win the series tomorrow. That's the positivity I'm looking for. The Michelada half-full way to look at things. Jose Aguirre, what a disgraceful, abysmal, embarrassing performance today. Good thing we won the first 2. Kenny Chung, well, that was an absolute S show. They obviously called up the wrong man. It should have been Knack. We win tomorrow. That's from Chino, Alex Renteria. That's what I'm wondering too, BC. Should have been Knack start. I mean, from what I was heard that Knack is going to cover a start next week potentially, and you have the options there. And with, I mean, you needed Brent Honeywell to have a guy who can cover multiple innings as well, too. And Michael Grove is someone that was getting an opportunity, so kind of mentioned that a couple days ago. So we'll talk about the roster moves in a little bit, though. We'll talk about that, some thoughts on that, some stuff I want you guys to know. And then also, I want you to break this one down, too. But to Alex, Dodgers L on my birthday, I'm sad. First of all, Alex, a day 1 on the show. We always appreciate you rocking with us here. First of all, give you a comment of the show. And I want to apologize. The Dodgers don't get the dub on your birthday. It's your fault. You were born on the wrong day, okay? You should have been born yesterday. You would have celebrated epic win. Or Friday. It would have been an even more epic win, Alex. So, look, no, I'm just playing, of course. But happy birthday to you. We always love having your takes here. So, definitely big shout out and a happy birthday. We got Nando 390, DFA Wrobleski, and whatever his name is. Nando 390. You know what you did right there. You know what you did right there. 5 games. 5 games. Yeah, I mean, you look at where they're at right now. Can't be less than 4, right? Wrobleski got that dog in him put down. That's from Jose Aguirre. Dave Roberts just killed that kid's confidence from Nando 390. He knew the drill. He knew the drill. And let's break this one down, guys. Keep firing away in the comment section. Want to hear all your takes here. I'm just going to make sure if I see any comments here, I want to be able to see them. Let's go down here. Through thick and thin, we bleed blue from Roy Estrada. D-Mac, no one saw the end of this game. Alex Renteria. Hey, come on now. Come on. I know a lot of people did out there, and you're one of them. Never do Roku for Matt. Yeah, what did you guys think about the Roku broadcast? Did you have the same struggle? Justin Wrobleski. Let's just call him Justin Roku-Bleski. I don't know. That's probably not going to catch on. We lost. Yeah, Pablo. No, I said to D-backs for sure. Fans since 2020 blaming Roberts for everything. Who gives an F about Roku? Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, you look at this start from Justin Wrobleski and the opportunity he had to help this team win a ball game And unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And he goes out there, and the way to get things started for the Dodgers, bottom of the first inning, he was able to get out of that one without giving up a run. He got a couple early outs, got Perdomo to line to center, Carroll flied to center, then he walked Gurriel, and he got Bell to ground into a fielder's choice. Then top of the second inning, the Dodgers had an opportunity. Gavin Lux draws the leadoff walk. Tommy Edmonds singled to center. He had runners on first and second with Max Muncy at the plate. Max Muncy strikes out swinging. Then Kevin Kiermaier follows that up by going down swinging. And then Austin Barnes, he flied to right. Now, Austin Barnes did have a nice game. He tied a career high with 3 hits today. But still, the Dodgers, they get no runs on the hit and the walk there. You had an opportunity to give Wrobleski some coverage, some cushion, a little run support, and they just weren't able to do it. Now, the bottom of the second is pretty much the only inning you need to know about when it comes to this game. And when it comes to that, it was a lack of strike throwing, a lack of getting ahead in the count. Justin Wrobleski to Grichuk. First batter he faced, 1-0 count, falls behind the count, and then grooves a 4-seam fastball, middle, and he doubles to left. Next batter, he was able to strike out McCarthy for the first out, and then with a runner on second and Suarez at the plate, falls behind the count, and then on the 2-1, fourth pitch of the at-bat, he throws a curveball, leaves it up, out over the plate, then Suarez, he singled to center. Grichuk scored that put the Diamondbacks up 1-0 early, and then next batter, Newman. He singles to right. What is the coincidence here? What is the common theme here? Well, he falls behind in the count. When you're starting 1-0 and it's not 0-1 and you're a young pitcher on the road in a pivotal game, that's the recipe for disaster. And against Newman, falls behind, misses with a fastball up out of the zone, does get ahead 1-2, but then the curveball was just not his best pitch today. I mean, that curveball was cement mixing. You were leaving it out over. Just did not have any depth to it. And Newman, he singled to right. That put runners on the corners for Herrera. And same situation there. Falls behind the count, leaves a fastball that caught too much of the plate. Herrera singled to center. That scored Suarez. Diamondbacks go up 2-0. Next batter, Perdomo, finally does get ahead in the count, but then on the next pitch, really wasn't a terrible pitch, but Perdomo was able to double to left, and that put another 2 runs across for the D-backs. Herrera and Newman both score to put the Snakes up 4-0. And then next batter, he walks Corbin Carroll on 4 pitches. And that gives the Diamondbacks another base runner with Gurriel at the plate. Wrobleski does get him to line to left for the second out, but then more damage done. You were hoping, okay, I'll live with a 4-run deficit. Let's get weird, right? The offense has been good for the first 2 games of the series. The ball's been flying down at Chase Field in Arizona, but he just couldn't escape the monster inning. Against Bell, on the 1-1, he throws a changeup, and Bell, he singled to right. That scored Perdomo to put the D-backs up 5-0, and then this was the death blow. First pitch, 4-seam fastball, middle. The D-backs batting around. Grichuk back on the dish, back at the plate. He hits one 427 feet, a 3-run shot. That put the Diamondbacks up 8-0. And then he's still out there, gets McCarthy to ground out to end the inning, but he gives up 8 runs on 7 hits. 8 runs on 7 hits for Justin Wrobleski in that inning. And give him credit, though. Give him credit. He went out there and he ate it. I thought Dave Roberts was Drago in Rocky IV. If he dies, he dies. Just leaving him out there and setting him up to just take this one on the chin for this Dodgers bullpen. And he definitely did just that. I mean, after giving up 8 runs in the second, the fact that he pitched all the way into the 6th inning, you got to give him a lot of credit. He didn't go out there, take the ball. He knew what his job was today, and it was to eat as many innings as he could, to get as many outs as he could, and he goes 5 1/3. So to make it into the 6th inning, you got to have a lot of respect for Justin Wrobleski, because that was not fun for him. And he did still out more runs after the second. He allowed a solo shot to Eugenio Suarez, and then after a couple ground ball singles He gave up another run there in the 6th inning, but he was able to at least avoid more further damage. There in the bottom of the 6th inning, after a Perdomo one-out single, and then Perdomo stole second, Corbin Carroll on the 1-0, falling behind the count, he singled to center. That scored Perdomo to make it 10-3 D-backs at that point. And then Grove came in. He got Gurriel Jr. to ground to a double play, so give him credit for that. We got you guys repping your college teams. We got La Puente from Pablo Ramos, USC. You get a little fight-on action here. You're going to be LSU. Martin Troop says, we blame effing road crew. That's a fire take. This is all road crew's fault, let's be honest. Doug, UCLA were awful, barely beat a terrible team. Yeah, no doubt about that. It's good. I'd rather beat a bad team. Rather win against a bad team than lose, though. I'll tell you that much. Dino's 5150 at Wyoming Cowboys. Underrated uniforms. I like the Wyoming uniforms. The brown with the gold right there. I actually like that for sure. We got UW Huskies from Suz. DMAC. They beat up on a rookie, not a big win. That's a good way to frame it, Cole. That's a good way to put some perspective on it. Is they beat up on a rookie. They would expect him to pitch like it was Game 7 of the World Series anyway. But I just honestly, look, you're going to look at the box score. You're going to tell me Justin Wrobleski is terrible. You're going to tell me he's a AAA pitcher and that he doesn't belong at this level. I know what the Doomers are going to say, and I understand that. But, I mean, give him a little credit for going through that 2nd inning where he threw 41 pitches, gave up 8 runs, and then after that, he threw another 41 pitches and got 10 more outs. So definitely give him some credit. Was able to go deeper into that game. But, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, is Justin Wrobleski going to pitch for the Dodgers team in the postseason? No. Unless things go very, very wrong. So it's not like this is a player that is going to have a big impact for this team. He went out there and did what the team asked for him. And he tied a Dodgers record with 10 runs given up. By allowing 10 runs, he tied a Dodgers record. Who was the last Dodgers player to give up 10 runs in a game? That was the Catman. Tony Gonsolin gave up 10 runs to the Miami Marlins on August 18th, 2023. And he went 3 1/3 innings there. Before that, Hyunjin Ryu on May 11th, 2017 at Coors Field. He gave up 10 runs in 4 innings. Before that, I mean, way back you go, Odalis Perez in 2003, Brad Penny in 2008. But you know what? Of all these that I'm looking at, Dodgers pitchers that have given up 10 runs, Justin Wrobleski, he went the deepest into the game at 5 1/3 innings. The longest before that was Odalis Perez and Brad Penny. So how about that? Look, he should hire me as his hype man, as his publicist. I'm trying to spin this for Justin Wrobleski any way I can because I know it was a painful afternoon for him. And Philip Fountain, great take right here. Nando390 says DMAC won the Ohtani jersey giveaway. I forgot who won it, but whenever they send it to him, we better take a picture. Doc had to save the bullpen. That's from Philip Fountain. Absolutely 100%. I mean, that is the biggest takeaway from this game is the bullpen. You mentioned it, Philip Fountain. Last 5 games for the Dodgers pen has covered 23 1/3 innings. 23 1/3 innings in the last 5 games for the Dodgers. So they had to save it. And then when you consider what happened on Friday with Kearse going just 1+ inning and the bullpen having to go 8 frames and cover 24 outs, there's no doubt about it that you had to do what was best and leave him out there and see what he could do. And the Dodgers offense, I mean, they had some opportunities too. I mean, let's be honest here. They definitely had some opportunities in this game to, at the very least, make this a high-scoring game. Hey, you know what I love about this too? Diamondbacks 14, Dodgers 3. Maybe it's just because this is the last Sunday without football until 2025. They were trying to send a shout-out to the NFL, right? It's a little bit of a football score. You're on the wrong end of it. But, hey, the baseball gods are hilarious. Let's just be honest about that. But, like I said, Dodgers, they could have scored some runs. I mean, the Diamondbacks go 10 for 16 with runners in scoring position. The Dodgers, they go 1 for 11. Left 8 men on base. 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Max Muncy went 0 for 3. Barnes went 1 for 2. Chris Taylor 0 for 1. Kiermaier, whose offense has not looked good of late. Don't scare me, Kiermaier. I need you to do just enough to make this postseason roster at the dish. Tommy Edman goes 0 for 1. Andy Pages, who had his first game back since being called up and being a part of the roster expansion. Andy Pages also goes 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position this one. He also went 0 for 3 in the game, and he was used as the substitution in right field for Mookie Betts after that explosive, dreadful second inning by the Diamondbacks where they put up 8 runs. Here we go. Can't win them all. Wrobleski was 2-1 all day. SMH Brandon, yeah, that's what it was right there. Just falling behind the count. Breaking stuff really wasn't doing very much. And it just wasn't his day. Wasn't his day. And that's the thing about these Dodgers starters down in the minor league level. They're not guys that are profiling to be 1 through 3 type of pitchers, frontline guys. They're guys that are expected to do just this, be number 4 or 5 starters and give you depth. Philip Fountain says, lose by 1 or lose by 11, looks the same in the standings. It's an L, that's all. That's a good way to put it. Mookie and Freddie and the rested bullpen better show out tomorrow from Rosemary Rodriguez. That's a fire take. I mean, if you are going to wave the white flag as early as Dave Roberts did, well, you're definitely going to need a nice performance tomorrow. And hopefully Freddie Freeman can stay hot. So I definitely in agreement with that one. But I think as a whole, I mean, I was really, really surprised about the reaction. I mean, yesterday, for me, I think you could have squeezed one more inning out of Gavin Stone, who threw 84 pitches. Having said that, I do like the fact that Gavin Stone, they're thinking long term, because with Kirsch and the bone spur, with Yamamoto and Tyler Glasnow, I believe both of them are going to be back and pitch like frontline guys. Jack Flaherty has pitched a lot of innings. He's pitched well this season. Buehler and Bobby Miller have looked better of late, but you can't drive Gavin Stone into the ground as a rookie when you might need him for a key start in the postseason. So I saw a lot of people were frustrated with that yesterday. I don't have an issue with it. I really don't, especially when you got someone like Brent Honeywell who can go multiple innings, and you had different guys that could cover those spots even with a depleted bullpen. I think, yes, you want to win this series, but you still won yesterday. You still found a way to win with Tommy Clutchman. Tommy Edman coming through with the clutch 2-run single there in the top of the 9th inning. But still, Gavin Stone, you don't want to wear him down, because this team might need Gavin Stone in October more than you realize. Just want to point that out. But after the bullpen got heavily taxed on Friday, I mean, for Wrobleski to go out there and wear it, look, apologies to your ERA, which went up. I mean, that ERA just absolutely exploded this today, and it hurts your ERA. I'm sorry to your ERA, man. I apologize. But you have to go out there and wear it, man. This team has more important series to worry about than trying to go for the throat against the Diamondbacks when you don't have a ton of options. And look, I mean, I just don't understand all the people freaking out. Dave Roberts throwing in the towel. Dave Roberts waving the white flag, taking out Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts. The game was over. The win probability was very minimal based on who is available for you out of the pen, what your current starter was giving you. So, I mean, look, I don't have an issue with it. I really don't. I mean, last year we saw what happened when you played Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman every single day. It led to them combining for exactly 1 hit in the NLDS between the two of them. This year, just try something different, man. Let's try something different. Get those guys. When you can find ways to get those guys rest, you do it. You do it. You absolutely do it. And getting a fresh Mookie and a fresh Freddie, or as fresh as possible, I think is going to be a big reason why I'm here to tell you this team is not losing in the NLDS with Shohei and Teo and a fresher Mookie and a fresher Freddie. Better pitching, better bullpen options. Anything can happen in baseball, but this team is very, very different than the team a year ago. And I have no issue with that. He was trying to save the bullpen. He was trying to save the bullpen that covered 11 innings in 2 days. I have no issue with it. I really, really, really don't. I mean, this traces back to Kershaw in on Friday, right? We got Justin gave it up like a Saturday night. Okay, Martin, I can't read that one, but I respect the humor. What up, Surf Jitsu, my man? Grove should stay in the minor leagues. Yeah, it wasn't a really good day for Michael Grove either. He's definitely someone that would have to really, really impress the Dodgers down the stretch to make his case for the postseason. Wasn't terrible, but goes an inning and 2/3, gave up 1 run on 3 hits, had 1 strikeout through 24 pitches, 16 first strikes. It's tough to judge any of these guys in Arizona as just their only impression. You need to see more of them. There's no doubt about that. He did come in and get the double play there in the 6th inning, and then he took the 7th. Bell reached on an infield single to short. Grichuk ground into a fielder's choice to 3rd. They got Bell out at 2nd, and then on the 2-0 to McCarthy, he threw a cutter that just missed his spot, was down the zone, left it up a little bit though, and he doubles to left. And then a couple batters later, Newman reached on an infield single to short, and then Grichuk scored on the error, and then McCarthy, he scored on the error there by Tommy Edmonds. So, yeah, I mean, not a great showing for him, but they need bodies, man. They need guys that can cover innings. And, yeah, I think on the positive side, as far as the offense goes, I mean, Gavin Lux continues to hit. We got Austin Barnes had a good day. The way the Dodgers scored some runs today, they were few and far between. They did go 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position, but top of the 4th inning, Chris Taylor got a leadoff single. Then Gavin Lux first pitch, very aggressive. That's the big difference for him, is being aggressive early in counts, pitches that he can do damage to. He doubled to right. That gave the Dodgers runners on 2nd and 3rd. Next batter, Tommy Edman, he grounded to 2nd. That scored Taylor to put the Dodgers on the board at that point, trailing 9-1. A couple batters later with 2 outs and a runner on 3rd, Kevin Kiermaier struck out on 3 pitches. So Kevin Kiermaier, he's definitely someone that we need to see how the at-bats are looking, the quality of them, how they're going to use him. But, I mean, it's definitely not a point where he's a lock. I want to see him make the postseason roster. He would be a lock for me. But if he's falling off the face of the earth offensively and he's a dead bat that can't give you anything, you might need to opt for some better options. I mean, Dalton Rushing, if you guys didn't watch my interview with Dalton Rushing, the Dodgers' #1 prospect on Friday, he told me that he wants to do everything he can to make his case, to make the Dodgers consider him this year even. I mean, paraphrasing there, but that's the message that I got from Dalton Rushing. So I wouldn't rule that out. I mean, lefty off the bench, could play some corner outfield. I'm not saying it will happen, but I'm also saying that there's a lot of evaluating still going on down the stretch. And then the Dodgers were able to get a couple more runs there in the top of the 6th inning. Common thread here. Gavin Lux starts things off, gets a big hit early in the inning. This case, he walks to start things off. And then next batter, Tommy Edman, he singled to right. That put runners on the corners with Max Muncy at the plate. And then Muncy, he strikes out on 3 pitches. And then Kevin Kiermaier, he's at the plate. And you have to give him credit for putting the ball in play. He grounds to 2nd. That scored Lux. That made it 9-2 at that point with Austin Barnes at the plate. And Barnesy, he singled to right to score Edman, and it was 9-3 at that point. That was it for the Dodgers offense. So got to give him a little credit from that standpoint. Now, as far as this game, you got to flush it. Not much doing there. We got some super chats here. Oh, wow, $1.99. $1.99 super chat by Noise by Noel. I like that logo. Fire logo there by Noise by Noel. Of course, you guys know Noise by Noel. Noise by Noel is, of course, Noel Sanchez, Young Lotto. He's the social media guru superstar for Dodgers Nation. So he says, my day gets better every time D-Mac is live. Oh, that means a lot. Appreciate that, Noel. And our days get better every time we see you make a post on IG and doing all the great stuff you do. So thank you so much. We got the Monkey. My wife and kids left me after today's loss. I am currently in a Motel 7. So first of all, that's a comment of the show. Comment of the show by Monkey. My wife and kids left after today's loss. I'm currently in a Motel 7. Okay, email us at contribute@dodgersnation.com. I think we all need a laugh today. Oh, I mean, maybe that's not funny if that's actually true, but claim your T-shirt, man. You're going to win a Dodgers Nation T-shirt. You never know. We're going to do a giveaway, but it has to happen live on the show, and that one had me rolling, man. Jazz Flute. Now let's go watch USC get cold cocked. We'll see. You guys got any predictions for that USC game? It's going to kick off in a couple minutes here. So, do want to give you guys a little bit about those roster moves too. So we'll talk about some of those ones. But I'm going to read a ton of your comments right here. Delirium 9, we need to win the season series against Arizona tomorrow. It's a must win. Delirium 9 calling it a must win. Is Fott really that good, or did LA's hitters take the day off? The Stove 25. They had their chances against him. They did. It's not like they didn't. I mean, they did have some opportunities to put some runs across, but unfortunately, they didn't. And if you look at his line this afternoon, he went 5 2/3, and he gave up 3 runs, but did have 10 strikeouts. The at-bat quality wasn't great, but they still were able to manufacture 8 hits. So it's not like they got no hit by him or anything like that. Like I said, you had some opportunities in this one against Fott, but they just weren't able to capitalize. I mean, top of the first inning, not a great at-bat by Shohei. He went down swing, but you got a 1-out single by Betts. And then Freeman flied to center the Teoscar. He struck out swinging. So, yeah, just not much doing. I mean, he just didn't I mean, it's kind of one of those things, too. I mean, it's a death blow to the offense when you're going to the plate and it's 8-0, right? It's definitely a different experience. But and it was kind of like what we saw last year in the series against the Diamondbacks. BC says Flaherty 7 shutout innings. I like that. I'm going to remember that, BC. I'll give you a Dodger dog in the game. I like that prediction. How many pitchers from day one roster are still here? That's from Myria Jones. Hey, I will say, got to give Gavin Stone a lot of credit. Got to give Gavin Stone a lot of credit for being that guy that has not. I don't want to jinx him, actually, but Gavin Stone is certainly one of those guys. But when you look at the pitching side, I mean, a lot of those guys will be back. So it's not a lost cause. I mean, look at the relief pitchers. I'll give you guys the Dodgers opening day roster from this year. The relievers, Ryan Brazier, he's back. He looks good. Michael Grove, he was back. Didn't look great. He most likely will not be on the postseason roster. Daniel Hudson, as long as he's healthy, he's probably going to have a spot. Kyle Hurt. Fortunately, Kyle Hurt underwent Tommy John surgery. I reported that story a couple of months ago. So hopefully he gets on the mend. Then Joe Kelly, he's on the IL. He'll be back. He threw 46 pitches the other night. That was the most he had thrown since he was a starting pitcher for the Cardinals. Evan Phillips, he's still on the roster. He's right behind Michael Kopech on my trust tree as far as closers and relievers and high leverage guys. Alex Vesia and Ryan Yarbrough. Ryan Yarbrough, he got DFA'd, and they ultimately traded him to Toronto, and they were able to get Kevin Kiermaier in exchange. So Vesia is still in the mix. And then for the starting pitchers, Tyler Glasnow, he's out, but Tyler Glasnow is trending in the right direction. He threw on flat ground 2 days in a row. So 2 days in a row, he threw on flat ground. The arm bounced back. He's not experiencing any additional pain. Dave Roberts said the best case scenario is that Glasnow is back for the Dodgers in mid-September. I'm here to tell you that probably was the plan the whole time, and they said a couple weeks ago, look, let's do what we can to put you through this, give you some extended rest, and give you exactly 2 starts before the postseason. I predict that that's ultimately what will happen. So Glasnow will be back. Bobby Miller, he's back now. Missed significant time with shoulder inflammation. James Paxton, he got DFA'd, and he did his job, and then Gavin Stone and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So there's the answer to your question. So currently, as it stands right now, only starting pitchers are Gavin Stone and Bobby Miller, since Bobby Miller's made it back. And relievers, Ryan Brazier, Michael Grove, Evan Phillips, Alex Vesia. So, yeah, it definitely has been a wild year. The Dodgers have already used 37 pitchers this year. Ben Kasparius was the 37th pitcher they used. By the way, I really like... Can I send another shout-out to Ben Kasparius? I mean, just rewinding a little bit, I want to see more of that. I like what I saw. I'm not saying necessarily in the postseason, but I think as far as some of the guys we've seen getting called up, as far as upside potential, I think he's got a bigger upside than a lot of the guys that we've seen. Because a lot of these guys are kind of higher floor guys, but not high ceiling guys. I like Kasperius' ceiling. I mean, that inning yesterday, I'm going to remember that one for a while. It was his debut, his big league debut against the hottest team in baseball for the last couple of months at their home ballpark in a critical game in an NOS showdown, and he's going up against the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in that lineup. It was a tie game at that point in the 8th inning, and he goes out there and he gets the job done. 12 pitches, 10 for strikes. So, gonna give me a belated Dodger dog of the game, man. I mean, just dealing with that pressure, totally impressed. Martine Troop, D-Mac, my birthday's in the middle of October. I like when the Dodgers win on my birthday. Yes. We got the Stove 25, the Game Shooters, anytime getting involved in housing. Rosemary Rodriguez, I need better at-bats from Shohei and Teoscar. Yeah, not great at-bats from those two today. Shohei watch was just a little quiet this afternoon. Shohei seems like doesn't go very long without giving us something to talk about, something to celebrate, some record that he's broken. But today, he goes 0 for 4. 0 for 4 for Shohei Ohtani. So, not a great afternoon for the showstopper. We got Maria, better nutrition, better travel, better training, better rehab therapy, and guys play fewer games. I do not understand it. They throw harder. They throw faster. And that is really every single pitch. It's maximum effort. That's the biggest number one reason why starting pitchers and relief pitchers are getting injured more often. 20 is the magic number. Thanks for pointing that out. Windy City 538. Give you a little you win right there. I like that. We got Chris Wrobleski. They call him Roblox. I like that. Wrobleski's key was brought up today just to cover innings, nothing more. There was no expectations that he was going to blow AZ out of the water. They haven't even seen our 1 or 2, 3 starters yet. Yes, you have injuries on both sides, right? They're missing key guys as well, and you don't have Marte in the mix right now. I mean that is huge. I mean, you want to see that MVP showdown as well. You're not seeing that. They don't have Gabriel Moreno, their catcher behind the dish right now. So they're not at 100%. The Dodgers aren't at 100%. Who cares? No one is going to do you any favors. You got to win with who's out there, and the Dodgers so far have won this series. For NS, I admire you for watching that whole game, D-Back. Hey, I can't tell you. I can't remember the last time I missed the Dodger game. I'll tell you that much. Rushing over Pages, that's from Rosemary Rodriguez. Look, they got Andy Pages. A couple takes on the roster situation, and yes, because Kasperius gets thrown down. I will say that with Honeywell, one, you can't option him, so I mean, keeping them both on the 40-man roster makes sense, and Honeywell can go multiple innings when they need it right now. But as far as Andy Pages, I mean, he's hitting 246, slugging 388, 9 home runs, 22 doubles, 94 weighted runs created plus in his rookie season. But I look at the flash. I mean, in April, had a 130 weighted runs created plus. Then May was bad, 57. Then June, 130. Then July, 47. And then 160 in August. So he a roller coaster of a season, but still, I did like what I saw from him when he went down to AAA. He was hitting 333 with a 366 on base, slugging 615 with 3 home runs, 2 doubles, and 7 RBIs in 9 games. He did play center field 7 times, but he also played right and left. So I like him as a bat off the bench potentially, and he'll be battling with Chris Taylor for the last roster spot. But a couple more guys, and then we will let you enjoy your Labor Day Sunday. We'll be back tomorrow. We got some predictions here. LSU 38, USC 14. Hey, well, like I said, a football score for the Dodgers today. A couple more comments here. Stone was tipping his pitches yesterday. I'll try to talk to him about that. Delirium 9, Gavin Stone has not spent a single day on the IL. He's our most reliable, durable starter. I won't be surprised seeing him start a critical playoff game. Yeah, could not agree more. Scott Slater, Snakes cannot beat this version of the Dodgers 4 times, period. What up, D-Mac? Hashtag go Dodgers. Rack 'em. The words of the great Jim Rome. Rack 'em. Richard Flores, not feeling the love, Doug. My super chat going down in flames. Richard Flores, sorry, I don't have my producer on site today to feed me the super chats, but I definitely will be sure to go back and read you on. We'll get you a t-shirt too. Email us at contribute@dodgersnation.com. Richard Flores, you are the man, always representing Dodger Blue. We got the Blue looked hungover. Greetings from Central Coast. If Ohtani doesn't swing at a single pitch, I bet he'd walk 3 times per game. That's from Delirium. Not buying Kersh's big toe pain. I'm sure Friedman put him on the ghost IL. I disagree. He wasn't pushing off on that, and you saw the velocity dip. You go back and watch the start. The delivery to the plate was not the same. Big Joe smash. D-Mac. Dodgers ran back to the locker room when the game ended faster than Corbin Carroll running the bases yesterday. Yeah, they're ready to get the hell out of there. I'll tell you that one. Richard Flores says, I blame Roku for this loss. Broadcast was not good. Too D-back heavy. Do you fire take? Do you comment the show? Think blue, bleed blue, D-Mac. Yep, guys, absolutely. Perfect. But flush this one. Let's get a series win tomorrow. You got Jack Flaherty. You got Eduardo Rodriguez tomorrow. I want to see Erod slamming his glove into the mound. I want to see Jack Flaherty's best start as a Dodger. Remember, I'm waiting for that Detroit Jack Flaherty. He's been really good. I want to see great Jack Flaherty tomorrow for your Los Angeles Dodgers. But that's going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Nation Postgame Show. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel, the #1 Dodgers YouTube channel in the game. Couple more comments here. Walk-off shots. Dodgers will beat the D-backs tomorrow. Nando390 says Kershaw doesn't have a chance against a Recreation Park team. Come on now. No slander. Come on. That's bro. I'm giving you a bro. Come on now. It's Sunday for my Christians out there. If you believe the church of Christianity, come on now. J Kid says, D-Mac, missed my $100 super chat. Okay, I'm sorry about that. But I'll be back with you guys tomorrow. We'll be live right after tomorrow's game. We'll do some Dodgers Dugout Live 2 tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. If you haven't yet, be sure to go back and watch my interview with Dalton Rushing. Great kid, also really interesting insight. And I really thought all the things he said about wanting to make his case to get called up, found it very, very interesting, to say the least. But go back and watch that. That was from Friday's show. But that's going to do it, guys. Remember, nothing brings together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and